Et voila.
I'm trying to MacGyver build myself a stand for my phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you feel me?
I feel. I can feel all the way up from Stockholm, right?
Yes, not Stockholm. A little further east.
And I mean, everything north of Växjö for me is Lapland. So.
Oh yeah, you're one of those.
Very far down south. Yeah, it seems like I've also MacGyvered here. I actually for this time I actually bought one of these, but total crap.
No, but this actually proves that we're singers. We think we have everything under control, and when it's go time, we have no clue, and we need to rearrange everything. And
yeah, and we last minute asking if there's possible to make a key change for one of the songs.
Of course. Why would that even be a problem?
No, I mean you know how to play your instrument. You just need to move your hand like one step lower or higher, preferably lower, most of the time.
Yeah.
I see. It's ticking. We've got some people joining in. I promised myself to try to be a little bit better at checking the comment section this time. There was actually people last time who asked questions and they didn't get mad, but they got like a little bit irritated that I didn't answer. So I'm trying to get a little bit more, keep a little eye down on the comments, even if the graphics here in Instagram, you can't really see them. So yeah, we'll solve that. Christian.
Yes.
A person that I vocally would probably describe as the secret love child of Joey Tempest and Bobby Kimball, raised and trained by Kiske.
Oh. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, that's I think that covers a lot of what I associate with your voice. And I think I probably still can remember the first time I heard you, and it was The Flight of the Sapphire Dragon. It was the first song I heard you sing, the music video. And I can still remember, the feeling that this is something not new, but this is something special. And now and then it's not, when you're when you have been coming of age a bit like you and me, and
like
you've heard
not me.
Yeah, I'm like
You're younger
I think
than me.
No, I think I am a little bit older than you. We can sort that out later, but we're kind of the same age. You're born 85.
Yeah,
me too.
you're 95.
1985.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. So you're also born in 85.
Yeah. So I guess we're the same age. But when you've heard a lot of singers, and there's now and then there's like, but not so much. Like, I mean, we've heard most of it, but this when I heard you, it was like, okay, I need to hear a little bit more. So I got very impressed, not only by you constantly get praise for the soaring highs and all of that, but it was also the presence and a bit of the souliness, and that's how I came to the Bobby Kimball and Joey Tempest mix of it, because there's I mean, I can tell since I work with this that this is not the only stuff that you've been singing.
No.
I mean, no. No. And that's a no-brainer, but still. So for all of these kind of chats and discussions, I don't really have like a script or anything. I have some stuff. I have questions for fans from fans and I got some, but mostly it's just talking about singing in general. That's like the whole idea of this.
Cool.
Yeah.
So might have to say just now that I'm not that interesting, so it might be a short conversation because it's
yeah. I figure we're done in like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's a cliche thing, but when did you start to sing? If we're cliche as hell.
Oh, hang on a second. Snälla Liv, jag går upp och lägg dig. Ja, men då får du gå och lägga det här på soffan då. Ja, gå och lägg det på en gång här och blunda. I'm sorry, my daughter came down. She couldn't sleep upstairs, so.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I know exactly how it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just gonna give her the blanket. Där kan du ta täcket, älskling. Så. Ja, det blir bra. Nu ska pappa fortsätta prata då. I started singing. Well, I was very young when I started.
Yeah.
But I started off as a guitar player, actually.
What age are we talking now? Is like 10, 11?
Now we're talking. Liv, gå och lägg dig. Ja, det gör han. Och det ska du också göra. Gå och lägg dig, älskling.
Oh, I'm just gonna say I have a lot of friends that have checked in right now. There's colleagues and friends and people. A lot of people that don't know. There we have Aldaria. We have Asfuda. Yeah, and we have. Oh, there's a lot of people now, and there's Sungen. He's here. Sorry, now I am interrupting, but
No
it's
worries.
we get a lot of people checking in. That's very nice. I try to keep, like I said, I'm trying to keep an eye. I saw Tommy Fuller, the skeleton. But yeah, okay, all right. Guitar playing. Started to sing at a very young age and started to play guitar. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I started off with I had this old synthesizer. With the I think it was I know it was Wham's "Wake Me Up When You Go," and I didn't know the lyrics, but that was my favorite song. Almost.
Yeah, almost.
And then when I was like, what was I, 7 or 8, I saw the movie La Bamba. You know that movie with Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and the Big Bopper and the Plane Crash. And that movie really got to me, and especially Richie Valens. I wanted to become like him. I even applied for the TV show Sikta mot stjärnorna.
Yeah.
For the stars, but for kids.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to.
The kids one. Yeah, små stjärnorna.
Yes, exactly. The small stars.
Yeah.
But that I was keep on playing the guitar, and until I heard Hiroshima with Gary Moore. And I was about 13 when I heard that one.
Yeah.
And when I heard it, I thought one day I'm gonna be able to sing like this. Which I also had. It's on YouTube. It's from a show in Jönköping a long time ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, before the age of 13, I also I was in a gospel choir.
Yeah.
Because I'm born and raised in a very religious society, family.
Yeah.
But I'm not with them anymore. With my family, not the religious.
Yeah. But I also started out very early, and like I don't even remember the name, but as a very young kid in a church choir, and I always say this, like being in a choir, it kind of trains everything in the musical part of your brain, because you need to both visually watch like the conductor, or like in the gospel you have all the signs, the and it's often very rhythmical, especially in the gospel, and combining it with making your own sound and listening to everything else, and so you kind of train everything at once. So very often parents come and say like, okay, when is it time to start taking voice lessons? And I say, join a choir first.
Yeah.
Sing in a choir for a couple of years. Start out like so much easier.
Is great, and you get to, I don't know if you said that, but you get to listen to other people at the same time.
Yeah.
And how to adapt your voice and all that. But I remember also, it was in church, because I was very fond of singing, and I was like, I really want to do this. So I asked the church musician, like, can you please teach me how to sing? Because I really want to sing. That's all I want to do with my life. Yeah. And I got told, like, well, no, you can't learn how to sing. Either you have it from God or you don't.
Ooh.
And that could have broken me. Totally. That could have been the end of my career before it even started. But I got so furious inside. I didn't show anything, but I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna prove everyone wrong. I'm gonna prove God wrong.
Yeah. That's very hard for like a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
But that it's funny because you hear all these kind of stories, and who the hell are these people who say these stupid things?
I don't know. It's
telling smart kids that they can't be a scientist, or telling a kid who loves music that they can't play the guitar or sing, or that's like evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
But mankind is evil. There's a few beautiful souls, but I mean, if you look at the world, there's a lot of evil people. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure thing. So, but okay, so you decided to prove this guy wrong, or woman wrong, and you knew how to play the guitar. But when did you had your course or your path like in front of you? How did you go from like gospel singing, guitar? Like, I remember I started my first band like when I was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't even singing. I was the bass player, hoping to sing one day. But did you play in bands as a kid, or was it like on your bed in your room by yourself?
At first by myself, and I had a couple of friends when I was like 8 or 9 or whatever. And I decided when I was 5 I wanted to be a rock star. That's my only path. I'm gonna go through it all the way.
Yeah.
Hopefully I will reach it one day, but and my friends were like, yeah, we're gonna have a band. Yeah, we're gonna have a band. I was serious, and they were like, I can play this one. I was like, no, you need an instrument. You need to play. I have the guitar and an amplifier. What do you have? I have a synthesizer. Yeah, but it's broken. Yeah, but can we do something else now? And that's the
yeah.
So I've always been very like extreme with what I want to do musically.
Yeah.
And then when I was I think I was 12 or 13. Me and Björn from Twilight Force. We started a band, and then shortly after we had started in high school. No, not high school, elementary school, but our high school, högstadiet.
Yeah.
We were, and we found Daniel Sjögren, the former drummer of Twilight Force.
Yeah.
And the three of us and another friend, Tobias, we started a band, and we were gonna take over the world and all that.
Yeah, I know.
And I really wanted to sing. I was listening to Helloween because I used to sneak into my brother's room because he's 9 years older than I am, and he got this big rig with this CD player and all the Helloween records, and I used to sneak into it when he wasn't at home and listen to the albums. And then I knew when he got home, he was like shouting, "Christian, yeah, did you went into my room?" No. Yes. So he was always furious with me, but that was like, I wanted to be like Michael Kiske. You even saw the haircut. I'm going full Kiske now. You know, I'm getting closer every day. But I mean, this was so around late 90s and Helloween. I missed out on Helloween. I during that period, I fell into the Blind Guardian rabbit hole and the Hammerfall. So while you were probably singing the Kiske stuff, I was, you know, Guardian of the Blind, doing all of that instead. Yeah, but I had that too, and I will always remember this when I went to the record store. I want record stores again, but when you, as a kid, you went into the record store and you're looking at the shelf and you saw a cool cover, and I saw Hammerfall's "Glory to the Brave."
Yes.
And I picked that down, and I went, stood in line, and then you knew, because I was like, I want to listen to this, and this super cool hard rock guy standing there like looking at me. You can listen to this, and then he fixed that for me. I put the headphones on, and from that, I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? So I've also been through the Hammerfall and the Blind Guardian. I used to have Battalions of Fear, the album, as my wake up signal. And you know, it starts with Majesty, and then I used to wake up at song 4 or 5. That's a pretty hard album. The stereo was at max, so I'm a hard sleeper.
Hard to get up. For me, Blind Guardian has been like, you know, through all the phases I've had musically, you know, everything from, you know, the Misfits and the punkish to musical theater and black metal and power metal. Blind Guardian has like been always like the one band that, you know, came along and tagged along and stayed with me. But Helloween for me, you know, it was now I remember, because it's on one of the earlier, if it is the Imagination from the Other Side or whatever, and Kai Hansen does some guest vocals.
Isn't that from Somewhere Far Beyond?
Is it? I can't remember. A new universe awakes. He sings something like that, and I read like, who's this guy? Because I thought it sounded awful. Because it was like, here's a lot of Hansi singing, and here's some like helium snorting Donald Duckish sounding freak. And I was like, who's this? And I looked it up and I found out, you know, he's in Helloween. No, I can't listen to that shit.
Oh.
And by doing that, I missed out on the Keeper albums, because because I thought, well, no, Helloween, that's the awful singer from Blind Guardian.
How fragile you are in that age. One little thing can destroy you.
Yes. because that's why it's important to bring the good music to the kids.
Yeah.
At an early stage.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have like I mean, you told me like when you were 5, that was like when you wanted to become a rock star, and like around 13 or something, you wanted to be able to sing to Gary Moore. But when did you like, when was the transition, like, hi, I'm Christian and I'm a singer? When did that, the identity of Christian the singer?
I mean, that was...
That's the question for you.
No, but it's always been like that. I mean, in my mind.
Yeah.
And okay, Christian the singer took form when I was 13, I would say. Then since I'm just a farmer boy, I think I've went in every trap there is with vocals, and hopefully I got out of it as well. But I didn't take any lessons. I tried to listen and copy, and then I also realized that, okay, do I really want to sound like Michael Kiske? Do I want to be a Kiske copycat?
Yeah.
Or do I want to at least try to? I don't know if that's the case, but my intention with my vocals is that if someone listens to something and it's like, oh, that is Christian. That was my goal, to try at least to form my own identity in it. So I've been going back and forth, and I've been trying different things. Even okay, I took some opera lessons, but I wouldn't call myself an opera singer.
No. But I mean, at least you had, like, from the choir, you get like some of the basic stuff, I guess. I mean, and also I always tend to say that, if you know how to play an instrument, you get the musicality, the musical part of it, because, and I'm the one to talk, but singers and especially vocal coaches always want to get very technical.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get as technical as you want, but if you don't have the musicality, I mean, the musical mind, there is this, then it's just muscles moving around.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting what you're saying. Like you had a vocal vision, like, because.
And if I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I also listened to a lot of singers that where I could hear, this is like the full voice, this is the falsetto. Yeah. And when they were singing the high stuff and all that, you can hear, now they switched to the falsetto.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't want to do that. Of course, I use it to a certain point today, but I think I pushed my chest voice. I've pushed it by just doing it. So so I can reach very high notes with my chest voice without going to my falsetto.
Yeah, and the terminology of singing is like a fucking minefield, because everyone has their own kind of way to naming things. That's the primary use of the larynx, actually, to protect, to cough.
Yeah.
So the singing and the talking, that's just a byproduct.
Yeah.
And I actually got that from a lecture I saw a couple of days ago from a voice doctor, and apparently I've studied this, like the voice for years, but I missed out on the fact that the muscles here, there are, we have the voluntarily controlled muscles, like in our fingers and stuff, like I want to raise my hand. And we have the involuntary muscles, like the heart, that just boom, goes on whatever we do. But these muscles, they are a voluntary kind of muscles, but since they have a primary function of protecting us, they are also involuntary. So we can both control them, and they also have a lot of stuff going on that we can't control.
Yeah.
So this was kind of, okay, so that's why, you know, something that I've sung for 100 times, and this time it didn't work out. Why? Because it works out all the time, and this time it didn't. But that's because, according to this guy, and he's an actual doctor, so I don't mess with him, but, you know, it's, we can't control it, because there are things going on that are controlled by another part of the brain. So, like, these muscles get signals from two parts of the brain, like the basic part and the part that we control. I don't know where we started when I went on talking about this.
No, but it's interesting.
Yeah, head voice, chest voice,
the vocal cords.
Yeah, naming things.
Yeah, we got the vocal muscles, the heart, and the dick that we can't control.
Yeah, none of it. Like, you know, it's totally uncontrollable.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah, no worries. But and I actually don't. Yeah, what we call that. What I actually call falsetto. It's like when you have the air coming through, like when it's airy. That's like when I start to call it falsetto. But
okay.
I don't really care for naming stuff. And as a teacher,
I'm just a bastard.
Yeah,
I don't know anything.
Yeah, but you know, as a teacher, you need to talk with people so they understand. You know, I'm not being a handyman at all. When I go into a hardware store and I ask for something, and they're like using all the words that I don't understand, and they start to tell me stuff that's way over my head, and they start to tell me, well, you need to do this. You know, I'm asking for, like, what nail should I buy? And they're like talking about renovating my entire house. And it's like, wait, you know, and I feel stupid, and I say, well, I need to think about this, and then I walk out and I never return because I feel stupid. And as a student, you should never feel like that, because if you start to talk about the Latin names of the fucking muscles in the throat, who cares?
No.
That's awful.
I mean, yeah.
So, 13, 14, 15-year-old Christian, playing in bands, didn't want to become a Kiske copy, but loved Kiske anyways.
Yeah, and by that time I really tried to do everything he did. It was later when I thought about at least try to form my own identity. And you know, we were kids, we were out, and we I remember the first show we had, Daniel, the drummer, called us because he was like, guys, I just got us a gig. And I was like, yeah, I'm there, I'm coming, let's call Björn. So can you come? Can you drive in your moped to us? And he was like, no, I'm grounded. And we were like, what the fuck? Are you grounded? The band's gonna make it. This is it. We're gonna become rock stars, and you're grounded. Break the rules. And he was like, no, I can't do that. So then the other guitar player had to play the bass that night.
Oh God. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, when we talked about the transition into Christian the singer, when did you start to realize that you could actually do the Gary Moore-ish? You actually sung it like later, but Did you ever start to feel confident at that time, like during the mid-late teens as a singer, or when did you start to feel confident?
Never. Haven't.
No.
Haven't yet either. So no, I don't know. I think I'm always very aware of. I'm always nervous if I'm gonna record a song or play a live show. Because, I mean, I think also that is a good thing, because I decided when when I feel secure and not becoming nervous anymore, that's the day I quit. But I want to have that feeling as well, like try to keep my mind at a 17-year-old, although I'm way older than that. But you know that feeling of like, okay, let's do this. And also, I mean, I never really considered myself being a great singer, because there was also, I mean, back in the day also, I had a band called Skyride, and Heat was also starting, and we were like at the same time, the Eurovision song they got, 1,000 Miles.
1,000 miles to be with you.
Exactly.
Great song.
They were deciding for either Skyride get it or Heat get it, and they got it. And that also was like, because Kenny is an amazing singer, always been.
He's back in the band now.
I know.
Yeah.
We did a show together in 2018. So we did like 45 shows singing rock history songs together.
Yeah, you did. It was in Spain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was great. But you know, I always thought that, yeah, but he's way better than I am, and all that. So that's the truth. I never considered myself being a good singer at all. I just sing because I love to sing.
Yeah, and the nervousness, I you know, because when you're a kid, you think that whenever you're a rock star or whatever, that you don't get nervous. And you know, I don't know if like Bruce Dickinson gets nervous or, you know, whatever, but for me, that's the part of the kick, you know, being nervous, but still, you know, doing it.
Yeah, you use it.
Yeah, and I think that's the kind of same thing, you know, like, I don't know, people get a kick out of driving too fast or, you know, whatever, doing something that's dangerous or that you're not.
It's better to sing,
you know,
than driving fast. But
yeah. But, you know, something that you're a little bit afraid of, but still doing it anyway. But
the thing is, I mean, with all this becoming a musician, rock star, whatever, I mean, when I grew up, it was kind of rough, and I didn't really want to grow up where I was. There was a lot of shit going on. I had a period when I was very bullied in school and all that, but I always had that feeling, once I become a rock star, everything will change. I will change. I will not be me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took a lot of years. I mean, I flew and I moved to LA and I blah, 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 and whatever.
Yeah.
But I got to that point when I played Wacken with Twilight Force.
Yeah.
We had a front drop and the tent was boiling. It was almost 10,000 people in the crowd screaming. And I can't even express the feeling of it. It was so intense. And I remember I walked out on stage and I sat down on the drum podium. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm here now. Nothing changed.
Yeah. No. No. why am I still the same person?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of waiting for like a divine awakening or
exactly. So yeah, I'm sorry.
But you know what? No, but also that's kind of because you know probably you mentally you were already preparing for the next level. So like, okay, I'm here, but you know, this is awesome. But you know, it's like you know, if you go from Superettan to Allsvenskan to the top level, you know, whenever you go up a level, or like you going from middleweight to heavyweight, or you know what you say, oh fuck, this is the new competition.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a competition, but you know, like okay, this is a new level.
Yeah.
But then you're already like, depending on what kind of person you are, but if you're have the mindset of a singer, you probably look up and beyond.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who remembered the face when Christian was looking around the front row. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I also remember that. I can't never forget that. It was really cool. Was cool is a fucking lame word for
yeah,
it.
I know, but do you remember the show? Do you like when you walked off? Did it feel like, well, I did what I intended to, or
it was that was a very odd show for me, because that was the point when we were having so much trouble in Twilight Force, and that because that really affected me.
yeah,
and I was like, okay, how are we gonna manage to? Because back in the 2015-16, we were, I'm sorry to say that, but we were unstoppable because we were having so much fun. There was not a cloud on the sky. And then on the Wacken show, I was like, okay, how to manage this? And then I looked, through the front drop, and I saw all these people, and I was like, I'm gonna do everything I can to give these people the best I have, a real show. So I was like more focusing on, instead of focusing on the band and all that, I was only there to sing to the people. You know what I mean? It's
yeah, totally. And that, you know, it's like you said, it can be deep, these kind of discussions. But you know there's the it sounds so fucking corny whenever you say, but you know, the will to sing and the will to entertain.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, it really doesn't matter what I sing. I just want to, you know, look out in the crowd, whatever crowd, and you know, see someone getting a reaction.
Yeah.
You know, it could be any you know, it can even be pissed off or you know whatever. But you know,
No, but I think that's the best. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting again, but there's so many times I've been standing on stage and there's guys standing like this, and I think to myself, I don't have to focus on the people cheering and like super happy. I have to focus on you, and I'm gonna break you.
Yeah.
And during the show, and if I manage to see this guy like starting to smile, I was like, yeah. Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so.
And you know, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, because it's also like when you do certain stuff, it can be simple, but it could sound very impressive. But you know, sometimes when you do, I don't know, the high screams or you know whatever, and you see someone like, you know, I don't know, that's another kind of kick to get. One kick is to do things even if you're afraid, and the other one is to get a reaction.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see. You may people feel things, and I think there's a Symfonio Freichu who says, yes, good musician does make you feel things. Yeah, that's true. I remember the pissed off guy. The most funny anecdote I have about this was I was filling in for Pelle K on a tour with Contis, the band I'm in now. I was just filling in, but like we were in Barcelona, I think, and somehow this guy didn't get the memo that Pelle K wasn't doing the tour, so he was standing front row with a like a Damnation Angels t-shirt, like Pelle K's other band.
Yeah.
And when I was running in, I was like, "Yeah, good evening, Barcelona," and I could see this guy go from to what the fuck? He actually left.
Oh.
Yeah, but I so that, like that was okay. You weren't expecting this.
No.
But
no.
Yeah.
It's funny because I also have a story that we were in Lübeck, and I was touring with Sabaton, and and at that show, Jocke was sick.
Yeah.
He went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "You need to shut up. You need to be quiet. No, you can't talk. You can't sing. You can't whatever." And then Per came to me and it's like, "Okay, Christian, do you want to fill in tonight?" I was like, "Sure." "Do you know the songs?" "No." "Do you want to do it?" "Yeah." and we did a show there. I was singing whatever, blah blah melons, and
was it the tour was it during the Accept, Twilight Force and Sabaton tour, or was it the one?
No, this was way back in 2006.
All right.
Yeah, and after the show, the merch guy came to me, and he was laughing so hard, and I was like, "What is it?" There was this guy coming up to me. He was so hyped. He wanted to buy the album because he loved the vocals. How disappointed he would be when he got home. No, not disappointed, but if he,
No, but you expect one thing and you get another. It's like when you grab your glass, you're drinking it, it's water instead of vodka. It's very disappointing.
Is it?
That depends on how old you are, I guess. But and that kind of ties into the thing like with Kai Hansen being, for me, he was the only Helloween singer.
Yeah.
Well, I missed out on Helloween because I don't like the vocals. And having different vocalists and hello.
Yeah, I'm trying to solve this. I'm bad with everything right now. Keep on.
Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with it, but it's also like a kind of ballsy thing to do, to fill in on such a short notice, especially if you don't know the songs.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do you? That kind of ties into like preparing for a tour, singing songs you've already recorded. Sometimes, a couple of years before. How do you prepare and relearn, and how do you prepare vocally for a tour, and musically?
I'm actually kind
of. Let's say you got to know now, like, okay, you got a tour coming up in 6 months. Here's the set list.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually kind of nerdy when it comes to singing, because I break everything down to small pieces, and if I'm just gonna fill in for someone, whatever, it goes how it goes. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm like, try to sing it. Okay, if I do more, if if you sing on E, on the letter E, and more put like an EA.
Yeah.
To get a rounder.
Yeah.
To not hurt the vocal cords and everything like that, and but mostly is like I'm very nervous the first 2 or 3 shows, because then after that I know, because the steel chords kicks in, you know. you can go up, because I never do, I wouldn't say never, but I barely never do any like la 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 la. Yeah. I go up in the morning, I take a snooze and a coffee, and then I like okay, let's do this. And
probably that's because you've been singing a lot.
Yeah,
and like the connection between your mind and your vocal folds is in place. You know, it kind of reminds me of the amazing Megadeth documentary about when they recorded Euthanasia. And it was like, you know, it's exactly this. It's like Dave Mustaine is going in, he's like entering the song booth, and they're like, "Aren't you gonna warm up?"
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. To me, it's like when it's music that I know very well.
Yeah.
Then I'm pretty sure you've also done all the cover band stuff ish. But you know, some of the cover band stuff that I've done, you know, I can do it like with 1 minute's notice. I can do that because I've done it hundreds of times.
Yeah.
But if it's something, you know, something special, something hard, like, you know, I don't know, power metal-ish, then I kind of, it's a different part of my brain or something that needs to be activated.
Yeah.
But
I
also
think
especially when you're on tour. Oh, sorry.
No. I'm just I think this is interesting because I hear a lot of singers, and they build up so much, like, "Oh, I only eat green apples at Tuesdays, and then after that I take a hot tub bath." You know what I mean?
And
it's
there
like,
was someone smoking in this room earlier this day. I cannot sing today.
No, not ever.
No. Or, you know, I can only sing between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Fridays after I've drunken 1/2 liter of water. You know, that was like, okay, you're not meant for singing.
No, but I think it's very, very dangerous to build up these kind of things, because sometimes we were out on tour. I woke up because it was cold as hell. I was sleeping in my bunk in the tour bus, and we were going to Vienna, and I went out, and we were on the highway. We are supposed to be in Vienna. Yeah, the bus is broken. Okay, so we had to spend the whole day at the mall in Italy somewhere, and then they managed to fix the bus, and we arrived to Vienna. We had 15 minutes to rush in, rig everything, get everything working, and we were on stage 15 minutes later. There was no time for me to like la 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 or eat green apples. It was just go for it. Let's do this. And then you as you know your vocals. It's like, okay, I'm gonna reach this note or do whatever. You can feel it already in the body.
Yeah, you can think it.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
You know what it is you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're not nervous in that way. You're not nervous like, I don't know the content of the song. It's like there's 1 million other things to be nervous about, but you know the musical part of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're fucking nervous in a different way.
Exactly. And also, I mean, I'm probably the worst when it comes to because every vocal teacher says stay off the milk, don't drink any milk products, blah blah blah. I drink approximately 1 liter a day.
That because and that's the I try to not talk down people, but the thing I don't like about the online vocal coaches is the general advice. Like, here is an advice for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we would get like a super experienced vocal coach coming in and having a lesson with me and you, that person would not say the same thing to you and the same thing to me.
No.
There will be different stuff to tell, because you need to think about this and I need to think about that. So the kind of general advice, like don't drink milk, well, I like milk.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, when people ask me like, what do you eat to be a better singer? Then I sometimes joke and say, well, for me it's pizza and beer, because it makes me feel good. Yeah. And if I feel good, I sing better. If I eat like a salad, at 12 o'clock and an apple at 4 o'clock, and I'm supposed to sing at 8 o'clock, then I'm pissed off. And then I will sing terribly. So, you know, it's all about feeling good.
Yeah, it is.
But while we're at this kind of thing, have you ever had like, you know, serious kind of vocal issues? Not especially during a tour, but, you know, like losing your voice, not being like just hoarse after a show, or, I mean, have you ever had like serious issues?
Not from singing. The only thing I had was when I had like a virus in 2013, and I was to some bronchitis, and I was sick for 5 weeks. 2.5 weeks I was lying in bed only with fever and coughing things up. And then when I get on my feet again, I was like trying to sound, but I couldn't talk, I couldn't sing, I couldn't do anything. And then I gave it 2 more weeks, and I shut the fuck up. And then I went into the studio, and that clip is also on YouTube. I'm standing in my underwear singing Twilight Force in the studio.
I've actually seen that. Yes, it's forever stuck here, for
Nice.
better or worse.
Very nice.
Very nice, yes.
No, but I like to sing and I like to be naked. It's No, but that is actually 5 weeks after I've been that sick. Then I went into the studio, but that's the only.
Did you know at the time that you had the studio time booked? Like, okay, so now in 5 weeks we're going to record, and you were like, bleh.
No, because we never had it like that. It was like, so can we do this? Yes or no? Yes, we try. Or no, I can't right now. Okay, well, let's reschedule, because we have full access to the studio all the time. So
yeah. I've actually recorded. I remember one album I recorded all the backing vocals in my underwear. It was a band called Moonlight Agony. I'm looking because I have to check the name of the album, because I have it on the wall. Wait, is it? It's that one.
Oh.
And we recorded it in Evergrace studio in Gothenburg. And not throwing around numbers, but it was pretty expensive. And when it was time to record the backing vocals, we don't have time for this. So we built like a mattress fortress in the guitar player's apartment, and it was in the middle of the summer, and you know, it was like zero air coming in or out. It was like a gas chamber, and I was standing in there with only my microphone. I didn't even have a room to, you know, have the lyrics or, you know, anyway. I was just standing there. It was so hot, and Yes, so that was like all underwear recording session.
But if you think about it, if you have clothes on,
Yeah.
I mean, at least I was born naked. And
Yeah, this is all unnatural.
yeah, I mean, it's not that I'm a nudist or something, but I love sitting in my underwear and a t-shirt when I'm writing music or recording, or I hate wearing jeans.
You prefer the leather pants of the Twilight Force gear.
Yes, the leather pants.
The
No,
leather pants, yes.
and one thing that people don't, or people in general don't think about, is that you go see a band and
Yeah.
then you want to meet them afterwards. You have no idea. Yeah. When you're out and you're on show 40 and you haven't washed your stage clothes, it's like
these socks, have I used them or no?
mm-hmm.
The underwear, can I take them backwards and turn them inside out? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're good.
Exactly, and that's why the band is so spread out on stage, because
Yeah, I think the bass player in my band, she said during a tour, she said once coming out from the tour was like, my feet smells like my ass and my ass smells like my feet.
ooh.
And that kind of describes the smell of a tour bus, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, and especially when you're doing like smaller tours, even if you got a nightliner, double decker, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, when you know,
It's building up, you know.
yeah, and if you have that, you don't want to say we spend the night at the hotel. Then everyone wants to stay at the hotel to get a shower and everything. Because if you're the only one and go back to the bus, it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
And especially if you're touring with French people, you know, like us heathen northerners, we, you know, to celebrate, we can grab a beer or something. You know, going into the tour bus with a French band, when they were opening up the refrigerators, like, because they have the cheese.
The cheese.
The cheese.
Of course.
Mm. I think we have drifted a little bit away from the vocal part, but I'm not really concerned. But do you have like your best vocal memory?
Let me just try and plug this in again. I'm trying to charge.
You can process that question and interpret it in any way you like. Like, do you have like your best vocal memory?
I mean, that is very hard to answer, because for me, I have more memories of like meeting people because of my vocals. I get to stand on stage and meeting people, and I get to hear so many stories and what things that really moved me. I think that is more rewarding than, I mean, if I'm only talking vocally, that was when I played a show with Janne Schaffer. And Janne Schaffer, I mean, he's one of the heaviest guitar players in the world.
Legendary Swedish guitar player.
Yes, he played with ABBA, he played with Ted Gärdestad. It was this guy coming to Stockholm in the 60s or 70s, I believe. And he had nowhere to stay. and Janne was like, yeah, you can stay at my place. And they hung out and they wrote music and whatever. You know who that guy was? Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
This guy's resume is so massive, and when I got to play with him, and when he comes up to me and he says, "Dude, I want your phone number," I was like, why? So it's more like that for me. I don't think, of course, you have shows where that was better than other shows, but
yeah,
I think it's more related to
the stuff around it.
Yeah.
The recognition or whatever you.
No, not for me. I mean,
no, but you know, it's like, why are you asking? Like Janne Schaffer wanting your number, or, and actually that's like, for me, that's actually connected to you a bit, because, you know, like when someone came to me like, okay, because Christian mentioned you, and to me it was like that's like a, you know, check, like a sign of approval, or, you know, whatever. So those kind of things, I think, are, you know, it makes you feel good. You shouldn't, you know, the jantelagen.
yeah,
you shouldn't, you know. I mean, when good things happen to you, you should acknowledge it, and you know, bathe in that kind of cozy feeling.
Yeah, of course, it's nice to get a like receipt of what you do is something good. I mean, but I had this woman coming up to me, telling me that she's been bullied all her life, and one of my songs helped her find the strength. That is rewarding. I mean, because I was writing
that's like the next level.
Yeah, because I tried to put in my own feelings when I was a kid, and when I got home from school and I was crying my eyes out because I was so sad, and then I got to write a song about it, and she felt that and came up to me, and so that is the most magical thing with music. You get to, because I mean, it doesn't really matter how good you are, how fast you play, how blah blah blah, how high you sing. If you don't have something to say, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, that's the essential for me.
Yeah, and I totally get you. It's and you know, and I mean, there's always, you know, the different levels where this happens. You know, I'm to me, I don't know if you get like when you're at the, I don't know, Iron Maiden level, if you get blind to it or whatever, because I'm still at the level, you know, where if someone says, I like your singing, it's like, what wait, who were you talking to? Me? So, but and like you said before, like when I started to feel comfortable, I quit. You know, when for me it's like if someone says I like your singing, and I feel myself saying I know, that's the time to quit. Because if you get self-absorbed in a way that, you know, yes,
yeah.
I like to, I don't know if it's naive or whatever, but I really hope that I will be able to keep it, that feeling of being surprised that someone can connect to something that I do.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at music history.
All right, Christian. You're frozen a bit. And you were talking about musical history. You just have to see if you get back here. Gonna see if I can get... No, Christian's out. Let's see if we can get you back in here. And yes, James is telling me that Frenchie's on tour sounds delightful. And that he always records his vocals in pajamas. We'll just have to see if we can get Christian back. Let's see if he wrote me over here. Well, I was about to ask Christian about what he likes the most about his own voice. So is there something you guys who are still watching, what do you like most about Christian's voice? For me, it's like I feel it like he's, hey, you're here! I can see you in the comments. Oh, I was trash talking you. But you're still here. I'll try to invite you again. Let's see if you can get back in here. Or if we're screwed. Try to invite you once again, Christian. You're invited. And we're back now. Yeah, we are.
You're pro.
Yeah. So I was asking you because I think we're about to wrap things up a little bit, but not really yet, maybe. But I was about to ask you what you like. What do you like the most about your own voice?
I've always hated my voice. So I guess
That not, it doesn't matter what you like, but if there's something you like about your voice, like I know I can do this very well, or I know I can always depend on, you know, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, I've been struggling so much throughout the years with liking my voice, and now at least I actually like my voice. It's not that. But something special when I sing a little high with some grit, I feel good.
Yeah. I like mid-high, not the soaring, you know, extreme part, but mid-high with a little raspiness. We will fly. Twilight Force. Don't remember the name of the song. We will ride. Yeah.
That's
there
Ken
are some
singing.
What?
That's Kenny singing, not me.
Is it true?
Yeah, I sing that. We will fly, till the spring will come again. Then with flames, that's him.
What? I didn't. feel a little bit embarrassed. I've actually had the same thing happen to me. I'm trying to swoop this under the carpet very quickly. There was a guy who contacted me. This was very early on because he loved my singing on Echoes of a Nightmare by Moonlight Agony. And I wasn't on that album.
Ah.
Yeah, but mid high with a grit. Yes.
Okay.
Is there? There's someone saying that they can't really hear you, Christian.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to charge my phone. Can you hear me now, Daniel?
Yes, I can hear you. What do you like least about your voice?
Least?
Yeah. Or what would you like to improve?
That's also a tricky one. I don't think I have... Do you have problems hearing me right now?
No, I can hear you perfectly. I can start. For me, it's the emotional stuff. I feel like everything I sing is flat, not like pitch-wise, but you know, because I feel like I act when I sing. I try to bring out emotions, but because I am the one who is doing it, I know that it is fake. So I feel like I don't bring any emotions to the table.
Okay.
That's my thing.
I never really thought about this question, so that's why I... but let me just... Daniel, hörs jag dubbelt fortfarande?
Bilden är bra.
Or did he leave? Because I sound double.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to charge.
Two Christians.
No. One is enough. More than we can take.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna assume that you're sounding good because you usually do. You.
I'm just gonna pretend. I need to stay on this for a little bit longer, and then I can plug it in again. But
yeah,
I have a lousy phone. It could be that my other phone, but I dropped it in the toilet. But I would never do that. Or did I?
My son actually dropped his phone in the toilet, and he brought it up, and he kind of, wiped it off, and he didn't tell us. So it was like, he's like 8, and it's okay. And then it stopped working, and he didn't want to tell us. But when I opened up, took it out of the protective stuff, it was like, it's all wet still. So like, if you would have told us like the instant it happened, we could have saved his phone.
Mm-hmm.
But now, and he was actually, I think he actually took like a wet towel to.
Yeah, of course. It was dirty.
So that's a lesson. Like if you fuck up, if you tell instantly, it's probably for the better.
Yeah, I didn't tell myself. I was like, I didn't drop the phone. No?
All right. What's the worst thing about being a singer?
It's like always be the boring one. It's like you can't run around naked, scream your lungs out.
But you mean like after shows, like trying to, having to shut up and, not talking with people, or?
Yeah, but I don't shut up. Because if you're at an after party or something, and when I talk like this in a crowded area, when people are talking, well, all you can hear is this, and yeah, and always this screaming. So I started to put it up here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed now. You know that trick. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That I mean, the boring thing is, you're out on tour and you have to be the boring one. And then also, since the vocals are so organic, you can't blame anyone else. It's like, there's a fucking lousy guitar. Yeah, I'm lousy.
Yeah, and the best part of being a singer.
Oh. To manage to get someone else to feel something. And even if they hate me, I get them to feel something.
Yeah. Totally get you. I think we crossed off most of the stuff that I mean, quick check. Yeah, we have time for one more. The hardest Twilight Force song to sing.
The hardest?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that obvious?
You want me to guess first, or?
Yeah, take a guess.
There and Back Again.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. I'm daring. Yes, I'm serious. That's the hardest one.
No. Twilight Horizon.
All right, yeah. because actually, because sometimes for me the mid highs are the hardest.
Oh.
Super highs, they get. It's not easy, but it's okay. Yeah. But okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Twilight Horizon, yeah. I'm not saying that one is easy, of course. But all right, yeah. So There and Back Again, that's like,
No, it's a challenging song here and there, but it's also in a range where I feel very confident.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thing, we all feel very different for different songs.
Yeah.
Some people can sing, and there are like powerhouse singers, Fabio, like, and people can think whatever they want about Fabio, but he's like a fucking bulldozer.
Yeah.
Bulldozer. There's nothing that can stop him. He's like, when you see him live, it's like, oh, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. He did it. He always makes it, even when it sounds hard, and stuff that can be hard for others. He power through.
Yeah.
Everything. So stuff that are easy or hard for one person can be very easy or hard for another one, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we focus on different things, and we are also, I think, anatomically. You know what I mean?
Anatomically.
Yes. Different.
Anatomically correct.
Anatomically correct. No, but yes. we have different vocal cords. We have different whatever. So.
Yeah, and we've been singing different kind of music. I mean, if you grew up singing Toto, or if you grew up singing, I don't know, Helloween, or whatever, you will always approach a song in a different way because it's all in your musical luggage.
Yeah. And that I noticed that, especially now with the new album we're doing.
Yeah, we haven't been dipping our toes into that pond.
No. No, but I noticed, and the band members also noticed that I have a lot of folk music through my melodies
Yeah.
what I'm writing. So all goes down to the heritage.
The northern Dalarna.
Jajamän.
I don't know what the fuck I should play it. I'm, down here, we're almost Danish, basically.
Yeah. Listening to wall beats. I love wall beats.
Yeah, me too. But you obviously been to Sweden Rock Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I live like 9 kilometers away from there. Like on a field with a pig farmer 200 meters away there, where everyone speaks like they have a hot potato back in their throat, and like imitate the Danish dialect. And I think that kind of also, the speaking voice also affects how you sing, because you can. Oh, I'm getting deep into shit now that I won't be able to finish up in a couple of minutes. But if you hear people from different countries speaking, you can hear like they have different, both vocally melodies and how they speak, but different. When we imitate, when we make fun of people from different countries, we always, we switch our voice in different ways, and that combined with what you've been listening to. I mean, if you grew up listening to Iron Maiden or Europe or whatever, you get, it gets like in your brain. And eventually, like years from now, there will be kids growing up who listen to whatever you did, and that will be imprinted into their brains.
Yeah, but I think also we will have in 30 years, kids will still play Smoke on the Water on guitar.
Yes, probably. Yeah, because there are some immortal stuff that won't go away at all.
Yeah.
It's gonna have one last check. I have like checklists of stuff, but we've covered a lot of it. One last thing. Now, when you're doing your new album, because we don't really know a lot about it. It's been pretty vague. Is there anything vocally that's changed for you, like when you make your own music? Do you consciously think in another way, or have you been thinking the same way since 2005?
No, I write whatever comes to mind, and then I figure out how to sing it. The main thing that has changed now is that, yes, I have a new band. We are very, very secretly about this right now because we are recording an album. But I mean, we have no individualists in this band. We are a band, and that is the first time in my life I feel that it's fun with music. I mean, since when I was compared to when I was a kid, and no problems in the world. Now again, everything is is fun, and we are having that. And then also, I mean, if you, for example, if I write a song and the other guys record, then we do it like this. If you play on the song, you put in your stuff, you get a percentage of the writer's credit, even if you didn't write anything. But to keep a band, I mean, if you look at the Final Countdown, how much do you think John Norum gets for that solo?
Yeah.
That's one of the most iconic solos in the world.
Yeah.
And Joey gets all the money.
Yeah.
Do he need that hundreds of millions of money?
He did earlier when he was hiding out in England because he didn't want to pay tax in Sweden.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's another.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
To have a band with amongst friends and making music that we love, that we want to do, that we always wanted to do. And it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a little different because there's a lot of elements in it. All from heavy metal to folk music. And I'm not saying that we're going to use nyckelharpa or bagpipe. Yeah, I can send you one song if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Love to. Very much. And I promise I will be very honest.
Yeah.
I always am. Yeah. That would be awesome. And I think we could go on here for another hour. We haven't even touched on microphones, studios, recordings, songwritings, harmonies, choirs, backing vocals, arrangements, range. But that's for another hour and a half, I guess, another time. Yeah. Or whenever you visit Sweden Rock Festival, if we are crossing our fingers next year or whenever, or on a tour somewhere or a show, whatever.
Yeah, I just want to answer this question here from LLW Lynn. Where did you learn to sing? I can say I taught myself how to sing by listening and try to experiment with my vocals back and forth.
I think that's the trial and error practicing and the connection between the mind and the ears and the vocal folds.
Yeah,
is like the essential thing, because like you described it earlier when we talked, like you had a vision, like a vocal vision in your mind, and then it was all about finding how to making it sound like it did in your mind.
Yeah, it's like being a bumblebee. Basically, the bumblebee can't fly.
Yeah.
But the power. If you want to fly.
Yeah, we will fly. I think we're wrapping up. I just want to thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you.
And
so much
answering the questions. And well, we'll keep in touch, and maybe we'll do this again another time, and I hope to see you soon. I think last time was during the Twilight Force Accept Sabaton tour.
Yeah, I believe.
And
so.
Now we've started to.
What?
I think the years are count. I mean that I don't know how.
Yeah.
When that was like 2017. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Hi, Matthew.
Yes, and thank you. And thank you very much to everyone.
This is what I'm talking about. Read the last comments here.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
To learn how to sing myself. That's like, thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish you all the best with your vocals.
Very, very much. And the same to you, Christian. And we're all,
you too.
I guess, yeah, looking forward to the whatever it is you're cooking in your pots.
Song, and you can say what you think.
I love to. Now it's time for bed, I guess, if you're like a 35-year-old dad who likes to be a rock star on the weekends. Once again, thank you very, very much for your time and for your answers and for everything you've done so far. We're looking forward to whatever you're doing next.
Thank you so much. You take care now. Stay in touch.
Yeah, you. Thank you. Good night. Peace out.
Bye-bye.